Good morning, students. So, today in this class, we are going to continue the previous chapter, that is, the motion lesson. We shall see in detail about distance, displacement, speed. So, let us get into the topic. In the previous class, I have told you certain properties about distance and displacement. So, in this class, we shall see in detail about the properties. First and foremost is distance is equal to displacement. Sometimes distance may be equal to displacement. So what are the conditions in which the distance may be equal to displacement? Look at the picture. There are 2 points A and B. A is the initial point and B is the final point. Both are separated by a distance 10 meters. So if a body moves from A to B, that is, it has displaced from A to B. So the distance covered by the body is 10 meters and the displacement made by the body is also 10 meters, because in both cases, that is distance covered and displacement made, in both cases the initial point and the final point are the same. So the magnitude, that is the numerical value of distance and displacement, are the same. The second property, distance is not equal to 0. What does it mean? If a body is said to be in motion, then it has to be displaced from one point to another point. So it is a must for the body to be displaced from one point to another point if it is in motion. So distance covered by the body in motion will have a definite numerical value. So in this case, distance cannot be 0. So for example, look at the picture. If a body moves from A to B and both are separated by a distance of 3 meters, then the distance is equal to 3 meters. So the distance cannot be 0 if a body moves from one point to another point. The next is displacement can be 0. What does it mean? So if the initial point and the final point are the same, then what would be the displacement made by the body? It would be 0, because displacement is the shortest distance made by the body from the initial point to the final point. If both are same, then displacement will be equal to 0. So there is an example. Look at the picture. This is a circular path where the initial point A and the final point B are in the same point. So if a body moves from A and comes to B, that is, both are at the same point, then the displacement made by the body is equal to 0. So this is the condition where displacement made by the body can be 0. That is, when initial point and final point are the same, then the displacement made by the body will be equal to 0. Next, displacement can be negative. We all know that displacement is a vector quantity. So, it is represented by the direction of motion also. Suppose if the body starts to move in one direction and changes its direction after a certain part of its journey, then the initial point and the final point will be considered and the total displacement made by the body will be determined. In that case, if the direction of motion when it is started and the direction at which it has ended, both are of opposite directions, then the final displacement will be negative. Consider the given example. The starting point or the initial point at which the body starts to move is point A. It is at positive y-axis plus 2. It starts in the right direction. It moves 2 meters in positive x-axis and reaches B. And then it goes back to point C, which is in the opposite direction. Now, the final displacement made by the body is from A to C. Now, what is the distance from A to C? See, it is minus 5 meters. The final displacement made by the body is A to C, that is minus 5 meters, that is in the opposite direction. So, this is the condition where this displacement can be negative. And displacement is less than the distance. This is another property. When does this displacement will be less? When do the displacement becomes less than distance? Look at the picture. The start point is blue color and the end point is red color. Now, the total distance covered by him is larger than the shortest distance made by him. That is the displacement. Okay. Now, which path is larger? You can easily understand that the red color path is larger. That is, it is greater than the green color path. So, distance is larger and displacement is lesser. So, displacement can be lesser than the distance covered. So, these are the properties of distance and displacement. Now, let us see a glimpse of the difference between distance and displacement. Distance, length of the actual path traveled by an object, and displacement is the shortest length between initial and final position of an object. And distance, it is the scalar quantity, and displacement, it is the vector quantity. And distance remains positive. It cannot be 0 or negative. Displacement can be positive and it can be negative or 0. Distance can be equal to displacement or it's greater than the displacement. And displacement can be equal to distance or it is lesser than the distance. Next, let us see the device which is used to measure the distance traveled by a vehicle, that is called as the odometer. What is the another meter which is incorporated in your vehicle to measure the speed? Yes, it is speedometer. Now, odometer is a device used to measure the distance traveled by a vehicle. Look at the picture. You might have seen this in your vehicle. Next, when a body is in motion, it can travel in many ways. So, in that, we basically know that there are many types of motion. In this lesson, we are going to see only about the rectilinear motion and the circular motion. So, under this, we classify them as two types, major two types of classification. That is uniform motion and non-uniform motion. What do you mean by a uniform motion? Look at the picture. A car starts from O and it moves to C. And in between, look at the picture, there are 2 points, A and B. Now, when the car starts from O and reaches A, the distance covered is 4 meters and the time taken to cover this distance is 2 seconds. And again from A to B, the distance is 4 meters and the time is 2 seconds. Again from B to C, the distance is 4 meters and the time is 2 seconds. It means that the car has moved in a uniform motion. So, we define uniform motion as if the object covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, then it is said to be in uniform motion. Have you understood, children? If it takes equal intervals of time to cover equal distance, then it is said to be in uniform motion. Next is non-uniform motion. Now you look at the picture, see here. First the car moves from 0 to 5 meters for a particular interval of time. Next, it moves from 5 to 15 meters. So what is the distance covered? 10 meters. It takes some more time. Next, it goes from 15 meters to 30 meters. Now the distance is 15 meters, so it may take some longer time. Now, everything is unequal. It travels in equal intervals of time, but it covers unequal distances. Or sometimes it may take unequal times but covers equal distances. So either time is variable or distance covered is variable, that is changing. So this type of motion is called as non-uniform motion. Okay, now let us see the pictures. See here, each object or each body is moving with different speeds. So what do you understand by speed? What do you understand by the term speed? What does it say? Yes, speed describes how fast a body can move from one place to another place. So speed is a quantity which tells us how quickly a body moves from one place to another place. So now we are going to learn about speed. So speed of the body in motion describes how quickly it moves. Next, it is measured as the ratio of distance covered to the time taken. So speed is given as distance by time. Now, speed is a scalar quantity because it describes only the numerical value and not the direction in which the object moves. So it is a scalar quantity. Its SI unit is meter per second or kilometers per hour because speed is a measure of the ratio of distance by time. Distance is measured in meters or kilometers. Time is measured in seconds or hours. So the SI unit of speed is meter per second or kilometers per hour. And speed does not have direction. It has only magnitude. Next, what are the types of speed? There are 4 types of speed, that is uniform speed, non-uniform speed, average speed and instantaneous speed. So you can analyze the speed of a body in various ways. And we know that there are various types of speed. In that, basically we have 4 types: uniform speed, non-uniform speed, average speed and instantaneous speed. Let us study in detail about all these in the next class. Thank you for watching.